Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from, Daily Ohm. A concrete dream, goals. And that's something I used to talk with my life coaching clients about a lot, is goals. In order to get anywhere, you need to have a goal so that you can strive for the goal and achieve the goal and then move on to the next goal. Our desires act as fuel, propelling us toward new horizons. And that's if that's what you want them to do. There are people who are happy with the status quo, and that's fine. I knew a young couple, that's all they wanted. They wanted a job so that they could just earn money to pay their bills and support them in their travels in life. And if that's all you want, okay, that's fine. Without something to strive for, we stagnate and become stuck in ruts of our own making because we are unsure of what to do next. And I reached a point in my life like that when I was probably in my, mid 30s. I had my kids. I had started getting an education, and the job that I had was not a fulfilling job, to say the least. I was a telemarketer, and I'd done that for 12 years, and I was like, I'm ready to move. I know I'm not finished with my education yet. I'm in the second year of it, but I want to be in a place where I'm doing something that relates to, my education, which at the time was child psychology. I'd started studying that first. I ended up getting a job at a lawyer's office because I thought, that could be helpful. And then I ended up working at a daycare, which was definitely, and then I moved on to psychology and went to a job at a psychology group and on and on. So, if you have a goal, you have to take steps to get there. And if you're feeling restless in your life, maybe that's a sign telling you that you're not really happy, that your life doesn't fit. It's uncomfortable right now. So maybe you need to start looking for what's the next chapter in my life. Goals are the dreams that we are willing to work for. Yeah. Because a goal is a dream. It's something we want. And we're willing to work for it. There are people who are not willing to work for their dreams. And so they will never achieve them. When I was working on the ministry for 17 years and the charity for 9 years, I was willing to work for that. Even if I only got an hour a day in, I would do it. Now, there came a time where more needed to be done than I could do. I tried to delegate. Nobody was willing to take on. So we ended up having to close the charity because I could not do it justice anymore. And that was probably like the saddest thing in my life because I had meant for that to outlive me for sure and be a legacy. So when we had to close the proverbial doors, that was probably the saddest time in my life, is that, I had to let that go because I could not do it justice and nobody else was willing to step up and take the reins from me. So it was a necessity rather than let it sit there and stagnate and not get business taken care of. The goal was to serve clients, not to send them other places. So when we set goals, we take responsibility for our lives and choose to wholeheartedly devote ourselves to our aspirations. And anyone who has succeeded in anything, that's what they've done. Because you got to put in 110%. There were days, like I said, I might have had less than an hour some days, but I would squeeze it in and do the most I could. Like I said, there were times that, I probably could have been a little more present for my children, but I did take care of them. I say, okay, well, don't play with them, don't worry about that, you come here, watch a movie, or whatever, and took care of whatever dynamic was going on. When you got 3 kids, it's uneven, and there's always problems. There's games you can't play because you need 2-player, 4-player, you can't have a 3, and There's things that are problematic when you have an odd number. Even if we only take the smallest steps toward achieving our ambitions, it is vital that we actively pursue our goals rather than just daydreaming about them. Because you can daydream that something's going to happen for you or you're going to do this or that all day long. But that's not going to make it happen. You have to actually take steps to achieve your goals. And like I said, with my coaching clients, I'd say, okay, make an outline. Start with the first step you know you need. And then the second step you know. And then later on, you're going to start filling in because nothing's ever as simple as you think it's going to be. So be prepared for that. But you might like have a 1A and then like a 1A1, a 1A1, 2. There are steps. And just, keep the outline on your computer. That's like a WordPad thing. So that, that's off, by the name of Jesus. So that you can adjust it and put these steps in. And that way you can see how you're growing, how this goal is being achieved. And that will help you to, have some confidence and some faith that you are doing something. And one day that goal is going to be realized. Having goals makes us feel good because it adds a sense of purpose and direction in our lives. And that's true. I know people, let's see, I got to put this as nicely as I can. There are some women I know who all they want to do is be a housewife. And that's fine if you're happy doing that. But if you're unhappy doing that, and all you're going to do is fuss at your family and yell at them, then you're clearly not happy doing that. So if you think your family is a burden on you because you're home and you're doing everything for them, to me that says you might want to invest some time in doing something a little different for yourself. Because to me that says you are unfulfilled. If you're not happy in the home, you are unfulfilled. And that causes problems in your relationship with your spouse and the relationship with your children, because they're just going to see you as this mean, grouchy person who griped all the time, when what it was is this, that you were unfulfilled. Not everybody's happy, joy is washing dishes and laundry. And if you want something more, you have to go after something more and get it. No one's going to drop it in your lap. The husband or, no one's going to knock on the door and say, hey, guess what? I got this, deal for you, and I'm going to just give you $1 million and you can do what you want with it. And yeah, that's not going to happen. There was no TV show like that, but in real life, not anymore. That's not going to happen. When you endeavor to achieve clear and quantifiable goals, your choices and actions take on new significance, because you're doing something. And like I said, seeing those steps that you're taking, seeing the progress that you're making. I'll just never forget where I went to the Small Business Association meeting when, we were going to start this charity, and got all the information, and I got my outline made up, and before I knew it, I was like on step 2, the things we needed to do. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. We're actually doing this. It's actually getting somewhere. So that gave me, the confidence and hope that we could actually make this thing fly and get it off the ground. And, so that got me in there and invested my time and effort until, we did. We made it fly for 9 years. So, that's not a bad track record, because a lot of new charities close within the first 2 years that they're open. Consciously creating your goals can help ensure that the success you seek is attainable and serves you. Because, there are goals that I would love that I can't attain right now because they involve an investment of finances that I just don't have. So, as some of the things go, it takes money to make money. I can't afford to, promote my books and arts and things to the way that would probably be beneficial, to do, but that's not in the budget. So, you know, and what you're doing should serve you. It should make you happy. It should enrich your life and feed you in some way, whether that be spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. You know, it should be something that does something for you as well. Because if it doesn't, you're not going to be happy with it and you're going to quit. Your plan must be conceivable, tangible, and measurable. So, you know, like I said, you got to be able to think about it. You got to be able to do it, and, you know, you got to be able to see how you're doing it, like I said, and see the successes that you're making every day to make this thing a reality. If you cannot visualize your goal in great detail or believe that you can realize them, you may find it difficult to commit to your goals and take the necessary steps to achieve them. And again, like Nike said, just do it. I used to tell my students, and my adult ed students, that just do it. Because confidence in a lot of us is lacking. I was not allowed to have any self-esteem or confidence growing up. That was, you know, just not allowed. So I did not have a lot of confidence. I thought, you know, all I am is what people say I am. So, you know, how could I do that? But with success comes confidence. Each little success gives you a little more confidence, a little more confidence, a little more confidence. And then you realize you can do this. You know, it's attainable. Make sure that your goals have the potential to be emotionally satisfying. Because like I said, if you're not getting anything out of it, you're not going to like it. There's so many people stuck at dead-end jobs because they just don't like them. And, you know, they need them to pay the bills because that's an unfortunate reality. Money's an unfortunate reality in the world today. We have to have it. But it's not enriching them in any way. So you need to have a goal that's going to do something for you. You may even want to write them down, of course. Putting your goals into words can keep your intention fresh in your mind and remind you of your purpose. As you make progress toward realizing your goals, give yourself a reward each time you take a step forward so that you have the incentive to keep going. And that might, you know, be some type of, you know, reward, like you go to dinner, or, you know, you might take a step towards being, you know, the whatever you want it to be, like invest in like more art supplies, or invest in, you know, some business attire, some office supplies, whatever, you know, it may be that you feel like is something that makes you feel good, and is a good reward for you. If you find yourself stuck in a rut, examine ways in which you can revise your strategy so that your plan can work. I did that for years and years. Excuse me. I had to juggle time and, you know, schedules, and, you know, if you want it bad enough, there's ways you'll make it work. In creating goals, you create your future by outlining your destiny, because that's basically what you're doing. When you choose your goals using your head and heart, you take the first step in manifesting what you want. You grant your own wishes every time you achieve another goal. Oh, so see, there's no need for the magic lamp and the genie and all that. You can do it yourself. You just have to have the goals, you know, have the concrete dream, make the goals, and work towards them. Think about it. That's all for now.